Buckle up, people. Terminator's just around the corner. I mean, I'm so not in favor of that because Skynet and all, but disclaimer, after watching this video, you might work up a teeny tiny bit of paranoia, just like I did. I saw the latest scoop on top of the food chain robots. Top of the food chain. See, I even talk like this now. I saw human brain cells in biocomputers. Okay, maybe not the cells themselves, but it's possible to do. And did you even know there's biocomputers? Biocomputers. Sounds like a Pentium porta potty, if you ask me. Do I sound like a chick trying to fix her car on the side of the road? And I don't know what I'm doing. Oh. Microchip implants. People don't even have those yet, unless, of course, you believe in those crazy conspiracy theories about a certain concoction produced by a certain doctor's brother-in-law. But I already saw how you can enhance a human body without the need to implant an actual microchip just by tinkering with your genetics and neurobiology. This and other mind-boggling high-tech news is coming your way right now. Currently, the world is seeing a real race of humanoid robots, and it seems that soon it will move from the race of prototypes to the race of production. So in the last issue, we told you that Agility Robotics announced that they will build the world's first humanoid robot factory. And then Singapore-based startup Forier released a video demonstrating the production of its GR1 humanoid robots. The developers claim that the GR1 can support an incredible 50 kilos or about 100 pounds of weight, definitely not my weight, thanks to a particularly powerful pair of robotic buttocks. In the form of 2 hip drives with 300 newtons per meter of torque. The robot's arms look thin at the same time, considering that the bot is primarily intended for rehabilitation therapy and has a pair of handles on its waist so that a person can grasp them and get up from a chair or bed. We're talking about the weight that the robot can actually support with its entire body, obviously. Now, the robot's second purpose is research. Anyways, the company has published a video of its production facilities which shows not only robot assembly lines, but also the winding of coils and customized actuators, 3D printer kits for body parts, disembodied hands apparently copying human movement on a test bench, and something that looks like a hand controller for the robot. In other words, robot production is already well underway. Scary. At the same time, the progress of its robot was shared by Elon Musk's company. Thanks to the same advanced computer vision that the company uses in its full self-driving systems, the Optimus robot can now pinpoint the location of its arms and legs, calibrating this position in space just by looking at them. Wow. Tesla claims that this self-calibration system helps the robot learn new tasks more efficiently. One such task is to collect a pile of blocks and sort them into different cells by color. In the video, TeslaBot is successfully completing the task even though people are trying to interfere with it. So far, the robot's pretty slow, and most of the video presented at 15 times the speed, but the movements look deliberate, precise, and smooth. And Optimus's arms seem to be working very well. And balance is clearly not a problem for the robot. At the end of the video, the machine demonstrates stability on one leg, which obviously not all of us humans will be able to repeat. Now, the developers reported that the robot's neural network has undergone end-to-end training. The input's video and the output is parameter settings. Now, earlier, Musk said that his team is working on the robot and it's severely underestimated. That may be the case, and the entrepreneur's claims that the robot will become Tesla's core business in the future may have been another prediction by Musk, who has taken both electric cars and reusable space rockets to the next level. Our team believes in Optimus and that if a humanoid robot revolution does actually take place in our century, TeslaBot will play a major part in it. And when I say revolution, obviously I'm talking about breakthroughs in design and application, not the type of revolution that you people were thinking of. A spokesperson for Cortical Labs, a company that integrates human brain tissue grown from stem cells into silicon electronics, told reporters that a biocomputer with human brain cells has the ability to sense. The technology works like this. Neurons grown from stem cells, when connected to microchips, use the same electrical signals they send to the body's organs and discover the ability to learn by constantly changing, removing unnecessary ones, and growing new connections. Now, in other words, human neurons grown in a computer model grow, learn, and adapt just like we do. What's more, they learn much faster than the reinforcement-trained components of today's supercomputers. In addition, as the developers claim, they exhibit more intuition, inspiration, and creativity. Also, the dish brain technology being developed at Cortical Labs exhibits sensing ability, meaning that neurons connected to the chips tend to receive orderly and predictable electrical stimulation. The developers have effectively used this property as a reward and punishment scheme. For example, they taught cells to play the video game Pong, who remembers that, and found that mouse brain cells were equally quick to figure out what to do, but human cells were able to learn to play much faster. So far, the technology is still in its infancy. Plus, the lifespan of cells in such a biocomputer is from half a year to a year, although theoretically, they can function for 100 to 120 years. However, in the future, the developers are going to increase the lifespan of cells to 5 to 10 years. The main thing is that, in their opinion, such semi-biological systems are better suited for the study of consciousness in artificial intelligence. What do you think? Is it worth developing such a direction, and can such a computer require consciousness? Leave your comments below and we'll get back to you. George Martin, John Grisham, and other writers and best-selling authors have sued, guess who? ChatGPT, or rather its creator, for systematic theft on a massive scale. In documents filed on Tuesday in New York federal court, the authors alleged egregious and harmful violations of plaintiffs' registered copyrights and called the ChatGPT program a large commercial enterprise that relies on systematic theft on a massive scale. The claims are understandable, obviously. People who have put their lives into perfecting their craft and creating masterpieces of literature are outraged that their labor can simply be taken and trained on a neural network that will then claim to create authorial texts. For example, George Martin claims that ChatGPT violated his rights by writing a detailed schematic of the prequel to Game of Thrones called Dawn of the Lothwolves on demand. In it, the neural network used characters from Martin's existing books in the A Song of Ice and Fire series. Claims, by the way, quite fair, in our humble opinion. In response to them, the OpenAI representative promised to have a productive conversation with the authors. I wonder, how is he going to convince them that this is not a copyright violation? In the meantime, OpenAI continues to improve ChatGPT and make its neural network more and more universal. So now there are possibilities to communicate with GPT by voice and to ask queries using images. However, chatting with the bot will be available only in the app. However, pictures can be uploaded on any device. So, to send a voice request, you need to go to the settings, select new app features, and talk by voice. Then a button with the image of headphones will appear on the home screen, allowing you to choose the bot's voice to your liking. The feature is powered by a model that converts text to voice as well as the whisper speech recognition system. Regarding the use of images, the developers said that you can, for example, take a picture of the contents of the refrigerator and ChatGPT will suggest recipes for dinner. Or, for example, take a picture of a bicycle and ask the neural network to tell you how, for example, to lower its seat. The features will initially only be available to paid subscribers, but they promise to expand to others later. An independent commission conducted a study and produced a report that NASA's Mars Sample Return Program is not feasible. At a minimum, not in the time frame and not within the budget constraints that the agency had previously announced. Specifically, NASA planned to implement the mission in 2028 and estimated the cost of $4.4 billion from the budget. However, according to the version of the commission, the samples from Mars will be on Earth no earlier than 2030, and it will require at least $8 to $11 billion. Why is this important, at least for the US space industry? Well, because China has scheduled its Mars mission to deliver soil from the Red Planet to our Earth labs for 2030. It seems that a new space race is looming, so let's stock up on popcorn and see who wins. On the other hand, for the first time, NASA managed to deliver to Earth soil samples from the asteroid Bennu. To do this, the OSIRIS-REx spacecraft traveled 6 billion kilometers to one side and the other. By the way, this 7-year mission cost the agency only $1 billion. Now, the samples will be divided between scientists and space agencies, but 75% will remain with NASA for further study. By the way, the agency is not the first here either. Japanese scientists have twice managed to extract soil samples from the asteroids Itokawa and Ryugu. It's a pity, though, that we have not heard anything sensational about the research of this soil. Have you? If you have, post your comments down below and let us know. In other news, the NFT market seems to have finally collapsed. 95% of the collections, some works of which have sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars, have completely depreciated in value. In total, about 23 million people believed in the NFT market during its heyday, which was between 2021 and 22, and now they have completely worthless assets on their hands. Experts blame speculative pricing strategies. Now the technology has a bad rep, although this does not necessarily mean that there is no point in NFTs applications. Meanwhile, scientists have managed to embed spider genes into mulberry silkworms to obtain from them the fibers that are 6 times stronger than Kevlar. The obtained fibers exceeded the researchers' expectations in terms of strength and flexibility. This silk could become an alternative to synthetic fibers and has huge commercial potential, including in the production of body armor, smart materials for the army, and other industries, such as aerospace technology, biomedicals, engineering, and clothing. Now, scientists plan to develop genetically modified mulberry silkworms that will produce spider silk fibers from natural and artificial amino acids. Here it is, though. Genetic engineering in action. What its application to humans may lead to in the future, we already told you in the issue at the link of the hint. Targeted neuronal regeneration restored the ability to walk in mice. In other words, mice could now again walk. Scientists from the universities of California and Harvard, as well as the Swiss Institute of Technology, have made a discovery that could revolutionize the treatment of spinal cord injuries in the future. It's based on a 2018 study that found a treatment approach that induces the growth of axons, tiny fibers that connect nerve cells and allow them to communicate. The result is spinal cord regeneration, but it didn't return mobility. Now, scientists using advanced genetic analysis to identify groups of nerve cells have been able to identify natural target areas of neurons that help improve walking in mice. By directing axon growth to these areas, the scientists were able to ensure that a mouse with a completely damaged spine was able to start walking again. Of course, transferring this method to humans will not be easy. The researchers admit that so far they do not have strategies with such complex spatial and temporal characteristics, but the beginning has been made. Technology is evolving, and perhaps chips in the brain will not be the only way to return mobility to people after injuries. What do you think? Leave a comment down below, and we'll get back to you. It seems that the fame of Boston Dynamics does not give rest to many researchers. Engineers at the German Research Center for Artificial Intelligence tried to teach their humanoid robots to move to music. Can you feel the rhythm? For this purpose, the researchers developed a new control system, performing planning and control of optimally calculated actions based on the timing of rhythms and additional functions extracted from music. But there's an impression that the engineers didn't really have enough time or budget. What do you think? Let us know in the comments below. Engineers from Thailand have unveiled a concept for a bipedal walking robot for semi-autonomous inspection of industrial pipes. It uses 8 neural modules to control locomotion, forming a modular structure. Their integration can create a multi-modal locomotion with online adaptation of the robot. The operator would only need to issue high-level commands, such as which direction to go to and which method of locomotion to choose. The robot can overcome obstacles and can move easily on even the smoothest and most slippery horizontal and vertical pipes. It's also quite energy efficient. Of course, this is still in their early stages of development, but similar solutions for pipe inspection have been appearing regularly in recent years. We can safely assume that soon all pipeline inspection, inside and outside, will be handed over to robots and drones, at least in industries where there is money for robotization. The Kevlar Robotics Lab continues to work on a kind of papras backpack that embodies the concept of extra limbs. Basically, Dr. Octopus in the real world. Engineers are working on multi-IMU systems and interactive motion controllers, which would help the operator to effectively control all 4 additional arms at the same time. Now, it's worth saying that the task that the developers took themselves upon is not an easy one. To understand this, try a simple test of different tasks for the right and left hand that need to be performed simultaneously. And now imagine that you need not only to work with your 2 hands, but also need to manage 2 more pairs of robots. Well, good luck to the Kevlar engineers. By the way, papras will be showcased at the Robot Demo Expo that will be held during the RCS 2023 conference, which we'll be sure to tell you about. Agility Robotics unveiled their wheeled robot T-Rex, which is very similar to the Ascento robot guard, whose launch we told you about in our latest issue. T-Rex also claims to be an all-terrain, well-balanced, and highly mobile robot. As a bonus comes the ability to jump and a modernized artificial vision system. The robot is positioned as an educational robot and likely costs less than its competitors. But what catches the eye is the missed opportunity for engineers to add tiny arms to T-Rex, which would have definitely helped him win the likes of at least YouTube viewers. Don't you agree? Let us know in the comments below. And back to NASA. NASA has published a panorama taken by the Curiosity rover on YouTube with the option for viewers to scroll through 360 degrees. Now, for those who want to take a look-see what it's like on Mars right now, we'll have a link in the description below. Subscribe to our channel, folks. Give this video a like and join our community on Telegram. There's many more things coming your way, and we'll be sure to keep you updated. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back.